Welcome to Straight Facts Podcast, episode 72. You know, this is a special edition, part two,
Definitely.
with somebody who I feel like the first one was a good one, a classic. We did a lot of promotion on that one because it was my first time meeting you or whatnot. So I think it went pretty well though.
It did.
I want to welcome to the show, part two, my homegirl, CC Loyalty is Royalty.
What's goody, y'all?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. I'm glad to be here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Second time around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How your day been going so far?
It's been going good. Glad for some rain. Cool it off.
Exactly. It definitely been hot a lot lately or whatnot. But I see you've been busy a lot on social media.
Yes.
I see your content and everything been picking up, man, and I see a lot of success been going on in the past with you. So, what would you say that changed in the past probably 6 months? I think since we did our first interview. I don't know if it's been that long, but it's somewhere that between that time. What do you think changed in between that time?
For one, I think I've let my guard down a lot more than what I used to be, to the point that I'm more open to just like getting out there, being more outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I say, I'm always outside. I just probably not where you're at, but I'm always outside. But learning to network more and, like I say, just be outside.
Exactly.
And in me doing that, I've been making a lot of good contacts, a lot of good networks, and got a lot of new shit, good shit going on.
Exactly, because I want to get into something. You dropped a project recently, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Pitbull in the Skirt.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Like, which project that was? Was that your first, second?
Second. That's my second album.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your favorite songs on that album.
Well, Pitbull in the Skirt actually was intended to be longer than 6 songs,
Okay.
but sometimes how things go. But
Sure.
I can always put those on a new project that I'm dropping before the end of the year. But my favorite songs on the album are, my top favorite would have to be Talk to Him.
Okay.
That's with me and my bro Money Making Mitch.
Okay.
Money Mitch
Shout
3
out to him.
times.
Yes, sir.
And it's like a different vibe with that song. We talking more of loyalty is royalty, standing in our king and our queen type status. My second favorite song would have to be Coulda Been.
Okay.
And the beat was made by J. Paul the Demigod.
Okay. Shout out J. Paul.
Exactly. And he did a R&B hip hop remake to Escape's Softest Place on Earth. Shout out to Chantel Francis, the Demigod. She sung on the hook for me. A lot of people thinking that was me on there, but
That was fire too. I liked it.
it wasn't. That was shout out to the Demigoddess on that one. But those two can't relate with KV Shawty
Okay.
and my brother Money Mitch 3 times. Those have to be my 3 favorites of the 6 that's on the album.
For sure, man. Because I definitely listened to some of it. And I just heard that song. We said Coulda Been or something like that. And that's definitely one of my favorite songs that I heard recently. So shout out to Money Making Mitch. You know what I'm saying, for having a dope project with you or whatnot. Okay, so we're gonna rewind back a little bit, man. We're gonna touch a little bit on your background. Where you come from, where you grew up at. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm originally born and raised in Jenkins County, which is Millen, Georgia. And as everybody should know, that's a really small town. But that's where I was born at. I lived there till I was like 12. And then I moved to Waynesboro, Georgia, Burke County. And that was like from 12 through my senior year.
Okay. So coming up, did you what kind of activities you got into? Sports? What kind of?
Softball and track were my 2 sports.
Okay. Because you grew up in the country, right? So it wasn't too much things to do like that. So sports was something that you felt like was good for you at the time?
Those 2 particular ones, because I was always an active child, and I was a tomboy up till I was maybe close to 18.
For sure.
So sports and roughing it and that type of thing coming up, that was more me. It wasn't girly, prissy, princess. That wasn't me.
Okay. And that was about to be my next question. It sounded like you was a tomboy and came up like that. But shout out to that though, because growing up like that, it definitely teaches you a lot in life and stuff like that. So shout out to Millen, Georgia. All right. So did you go to school? Did you attend college or anything after?
I attended Virginia College before they bombed on us and told everybody that basically we went to college for nothing and we couldn't get. They closed them down. I don't even quite remember, but
why you was going there?
No. See, it gets deep.
Okay.
But I was going to Virginia College and I was at the end stages in my clinical. That's when the prison stuff came into play as far as me getting in trouble and stuff like that. So that ruined everything.
Okay.
As far as that. But I did go to Virginia College and I went to Augusta Tech for a couple of years and I got 2 diplomas from there.
Okay. What was your major?
Business office technology and medical office specialist. And I got 2 diplomas on that.
Wow. Okay. What inspired you to get into them 2 type of majors?
Well, my mom, for one, she always taught me and my sister, you need to get a job that's in high demand all the time. And she know healthcare is a field that is always needed. So anything of that sort, and my mom grew up in the healthcare field, so I was used to that. So, and working with people, my mom used to work at the nursing home, so we used to volunteer when I was like 14. So like working around older folks and that type of thing. So I was used to it. So it was something more. If I was going to pick a career out of what I really, really wanted to do, the medical field, something like that would have been my choice.
Okay, because that was going to be like my next question. Like, what was that career field that you chose before what we get into down the line, music and movies and things like that? So it's the medical field. Okay. So
actually, with journalism, because you remember when we did our first interview, that's really what I wanted to do, journalism.
Okay, yeah.
And remember, I said choreography was my main thing, but my mom was like, "You can't get a job doing that." And journalism is really what I wanted to do because I'm good with language arts, literature, writing, and that type of thing. But I went another path.
Okay, and you brought up something. So when you said you went to prison, was that around the same time at school? Because you brought that up, like that was something that stopped.
I didn't go to prison then. That's when I got jammed up to where all the court stuff and
records. Yeah,
and then I was actually in jail for a certain amount, like 4 months. So that was during the time when I was going to school.
Okay.
And I was in my clinicals then. So
wow, but
I messed that up.
Okay. So want to touch on that a little bit, like
that's fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I like to talk about people who's successful now, about the trials and tribulation they had to overcome. So touch on that a little bit, like what was the reason of that jail time at that time?
Well, I can talk about it now because I'm no longer on papers or tied into anything, so I can talk about it. But I was going into the prisons with marijuana. More than marijuana, but that's what I got charged for.
For sure.
Phones, that type of stuff, marijuana, that's what I was doing, and ultimately it caught up with me.
Exactly. Okay. So what made you get into things like that? Like made you make those type of choices? Dating
somebody that happened to go to prison, and that's the kind of life that goes on in prison. Like, they really think when they put people in prison, they're punishing them, and they are somewhat, but they've learned how to live.
For sure.
How to function and cohabitate in there and make it just like they're in the free world. So a lot of the things that's in the free world, it goes on in the chain gang.
Exactly. Right. Sometimes y'all get it first.
That wasn't my lifestyle. I wasn't raised like that, nothing like that. But the honest truth is I was dating a guy that was in prison and we was getting money.
For sure. That was just the choices you made at a young age and something that you learned from. Okay, so we're gonna speed up. So let's talk about some of your experiences while you was in prison. Like, what would you say, like, your worst experience that you experienced while in the behind the walls?
I think I had just gotten to, goodness, and see, I block. Healing causes you to block out a lot of things where you almost don't remember.
For sure.
But Lee Arendelle is diagnostics. I was there first, and then I went to, oh my goodness, I can't think of that prison right now. It'll probably come back to me. But
Okay.
at the second prison that I went to that I was at the longest, because it's only 4 female prisons in Georgia, and I went to 3 of them. Within my 18-month span that I was in prison, I went to 3 different prisons in that time. But the worst experience I can say is actually in prison. What I went.
Yeah, while you was in there, yeah.
They took my clothes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like my mom had just ordered me like the seasonal package with the underwear, the t-shirts, the
Cause this sound huge in jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Jail and prison is totally different. I tell people that it's totally different. So a lot of the things that you can get in jail, it don't work like that in prison.
For sure.
So my mom had just sent me my winter package with all my, goodies. And I think it was laundry day, and we have a little net bag, and you put got your little name on it. And one of the girls took my bag. And what they used to do in prison, they used to make, that's why I say prison is not what they think it is. Everything that goes on in the free world goes on in the chain gang. They stole my clothes because they used to have strip parties.
Oh yeah?
And they would actually take other people's clothes and rework them, redesign them, cut them, sew them, all this stuff, making thongs, little outfits for like a strip show.
Wow. So,
and that's what they had planned, but it didn't go as planned.
Okay. Because when things happen like that, you have to do certain things to make a name. So that was something that you had to react.
Oh yeah, I reacted.
Okay.
I went to the room, and I was new to this whole prison thing. But one thing I've learned from my partners that's done did time, watching enough movies, you're not going to take my shit and just think you're going to pump me, because the first day you do it, that means that's going to set the precedent for the long term. No. And I went in the room
for sure
with her and her bunkie, and they shoving my stuff in the thing when I walk in, and I walked in, snatched the drawer up and snatched my shit, talked the little shit.
I had to get your things back.
Boom.
For sure. So you could have, like I said, that's something that you have to stand on in prison or whatnot. So I want to get through that a little bit and talk about like what is the biggest thing you think you learned like while being in prison, and what is you using that towards like your lifestyle now?
What I learned in prison is patience, because I'm not a patient person. I'm really like antsy. I like stuff and prison don't work like that. It's slow. It's stuck.
For sure.
And being in prison with a whole bunch of women, different personalities, minstrels, all a flare going at the same time, different time. It's a lot. But I wanted to go home on my date or before my date. So that means I had to learn patience on how to deal with people. And it taught me more humility. It also taught me to be more understanding of and objective to other people, because everybody has a story. And just because you're in the chain gang and they got you 770112 and you got this wristband on saying that you did this or you did that, you still a person.
Exactly.
And you can be beyond what they got you in here for. And that's what I learned. A lot of talented, smart, just wonderful women that's in prison that just made bad choices like me.
Wow. Okay, so that sounds like you learned something good in it, and it sounds like you taking it and putting it into your lifestyle as well. Now, so let's get into what we came here for. Your music and your movie career. All right, so let's talk about some of the artists that inspire you to like be in your recent type of music, either coming up or recently or anything like that.
I'm gonna speak on recently first, and I would definitely always give shouts out to my brother Money Mitch 3 times.
Okay.
Because he's younger, so he brings a different energy, a different vibe.
Thanks.
And it opens me up to this lane that I'm in, that I'm like, this is my lane over here.
For sure.
But he opens me up to new things, what's new, what's popping, to, make me comfortable with stepping outside of the box. So Lil Bro would definitely be one of my biggest inspirations recently with what I've been doing.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about some like, in the past or anything like that inspired you. Far as
my OG female rappers of all time would always be Gangsta Boo,
okay,
Lil Chat, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim, Roxanne Shante, Queen Latifah. Those would be like my top 7. Yeah,
female rappers from back in the day and stuff like
back
that.
in the day of all time.
All time.
For me.
Okay.
And I fuck with Remy Ma too.
Oh yeah, I like
But
Remy Ma.
I've
She
learned
lyrical though. I like her.
that maybe Papoose maybe did a little writing for her, and ain't nothing wrong with
Because ain't
that.
that going on now? Is that the reason
That's
why?
yeah, and then it was said in the blogs allegedly that he was writing for her, and I can see it.
He definitely.
And I don't think nothing's wrong with that because that was a partner supporting a partner.
Exactly.
But,
Facts.
yeah, I like Remy Ma too.
Oh yeah, she definitely dope, man. I like Remy Ma. She's one of them people from up north, and they known for the lyrics and stuff like that. So, so what about like? Because it sounds like you like a lot of the old school rappers. So what about like Nicki or Cardi or what's her name, Glorilla, people like that? You don't like none of the new rappers?
I don't say I don't like them, but that's just not my style of music.
Okay.
Like Cardi B, certain songs I like them. Glorilla, she got a lot of songs that I listen to here and there, but like in my playlist,
that ain't nothing that you be on.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, what would you say the biggest difference between today's music and the music in the past with you coming up?
When I was coming up, everything wasn't so sexualized, and even in the songs, they were talking about sexual things, but it was the way that they phrased them, the words that they chose to use instead of the just blatant direct words that's going on now.
And it was more like in relationships and stuff.
And yeah, they didn't talk about bedroom activity, their bodies, their this. And if they did, it was just a certain way that they did it to where it wasn't just like flat out just talking about sex.
Exactly. You're right about that. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of agree with that. That would be the biggest difference between, because like listen to the music back then, it was a lot of like good topics. They talked about real things coming up. A lot of the females was very lyrical.
They were.
Like all the 7 females that you named, they talked about a lot of different things that y'all can relate to, just like the males.
And see what you just touched on about up north, like New York, they're lyrical.
Exactly.
Down south, and we got our own lane with the music, but what I know, they're more lyrical when it comes to certain stuff with music.
For sure, you're right about that, and it could be the experience and things like that. All right, so let's talk about Augusta a little bit. How do you feel about the music scene in Augusta, relative to the men and the females?
That's a good question. Well, I feel like as of lately, the music scene in Augusta has been moving.
It definitely
and the ladies, shout out to the ladies first.
Exactly. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to Shay Shay Too Hot. This movement that she created done woke a lot of us up. Us, including me. It's done created something in the music scene that's vibrant, it's new, it's popping, and I'm fucking with it. As far as the men, I can't really speak on that because I like to stay in my lane over here where the females at. But I've been seeing the guys, and honestly, my opinion, I think it's when Shay Shay did the Wham Wham.
Oh yeah.
That crunk up the guys too.
And that segues to my next question. Like, let's talk about that a little bit. Your experience in it, and like, why didn't you make one to it? Because I seen a lot of females made it in the city, and I just wanted to ask you like on camera, because that was one of the questions that a lot of your fans wanted to know. Why didn't CC Loyalty is Royalty, one of the hottest female rappers in the city, didn't get on that? Because that was a hot song going around.
It was
with some of the top female rappers.
Honestly, I was excited, motivated, and inspired to do it. And like I said, I was inspired. Shay Shay inspired me to tap into something. That's not my lane with music. That's not something I just listen to. Wham Wham, the Pluto version, is not something that I'm listening to. So I give her credit for that. That's what really, I'm like, okay, shit, I'm gonna fuck with it too. Give my version of it.
Exactly.
But I got turned off because it's like I noticed a lot of people were creating more confusion, all in their feelings tight and this about it.
Okay.
And for me, like I said, she inspired me.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
Facts.
And Lil Bro had already asked me to do it.
For sure.
And I was like, nah, that ain't really my speed of music. Da 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 da.
I wanted to hear your version on it too, though.
And a lot of my supporters and my music fans really want, because everybody was different. Their versions was all different. They was all hot.
Exactly.
Shay Shay did it first.
She did.
She did it big.
She did.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we can never take that away from her. Right. But it was just a lot going on social media with how they was in their feelings. Sure. And my opinion, I think it was more men worked up in their feelings about other women doing it than the women were.
Okay, so I want to ask you this then. Would you say, is that one of the biggest reasons why a lot of female rappers don't work together a lot? Or what would be your opinion of why is that not going along in the city?
I feel like sometimes with the females, we tend to stick to who we know, who we comfortable with, who we grew up with, who we work with, doing business with, where we feel more comfortable being in this circle with these people. Sometimes, I'm not from Augusta, like I said, but I've been here 22, 23, maybe 24 years at this point if I do the math, but I'm not from here. And I've always carried myself as a resident from somewhere, born and raised from somewhere else, and I came to Augusta. So in me doing that, it goes back to what I said. You stick to to the people that you're comfortable with, this and that. So I haven't mingled like I could have, or maybe I should have, with this music thing. But I feel like a lot of times these guys, when I say guys, can I use the N-word?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to be politically correct.
Let's go, man.
Niggas.
Oh, where we at?
Niggas stir up a lot of stuff with these females.
Facts.
They dipping into the female business. Stay over there with the men. A lot of times, like, women can be catty. They can be emotional beings. That's what we are sometimes. But I feel like if the men stay out of it, the women can work it out. Especially if all of them talented, all of them know each other. They know each other more than they know me. Yeah, I don't know any of them, and they don't know me. You know, so I don't have no ill will or no beef or nothing or no jealousy, because I can honestly say certain rooms that they've been in or they're in that I can be invited to and I'm welcome to, I have elected not to, but because that's just keeping my guard up and me just being in my little peaceful comfort zone. Facts. You know. But
are you willing to work with other female rappers and male rappers in the city?
Yes. See, I've worked with several guys, several males in the industry. That's easy.
What would you say the biggest difference between working with male rappers and female rappers?
See, I haven't worked with any female rappers.
Oh, so you haven't worked with no female rappers in the city?
No, I have no. Let me think. No.
What would you say is that reason? Like, because you've been in the city for 20 plus years. Is it because, like you said, females are comfortable in their own settings where they at now, and it's hard to, like, they don't, it's the pride with reaching out to other ones?
That's a lot of it too, in my opinion. But I can't put it all on that, because it's up to me to be outside. If you got invites and you're welcome to this and that's going on, and I elect not to because I'm like, if I don't know, and if I don't know, and I'm trying to protect my peace, and it be so much drama going on about simple stuff with this music, I don't do that.
For sure.
You know, so it's nothing personal to nobody. It's just like I'm in a peaceful space, and I'm willing to work with anybody, male or female. I'm really, to be honest with you, this is the truth. My following used to be 83% males. It has changed in the months. I say within about 6 months or so, to where it's 48% women and the rest men. So I can see that more women have been tuning in
for sure
and supporting me, and I appreciate that, because it's easy for you to have male fans.
Exactly.
That's easy as a woman.
Exactly.
That ain't nothing to do.
You're right.
But the women, you have to really touch them in a way where they feel like they can connect with you. And then because women, we have our guard up. Some of us, a lot of us, when it comes to it, we have our guard up. I'm like, who this
for sure,
bitch? You know? And that's why I always try to be positive, stay positive, post positive things, give women compliments every day. Hey,
Facts.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Have a good
Yeah.
day, beautiful. Because
I
all that
noticed that.
makes a
Yeah,
difference.
I
It
noticed
makes
that
a
about you.
difference.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that too. It does make a difference, and that's something that I noticed about you. Like you're very humble, when it comes to your music and personality and things like that. So, okay, so we could be looking forward to you like making music with some of the female rappers in the near future.
Yes, I'm venturing outside of Augusta now. It's like
Okay.
I'm spreading my wings.
For sure, and I
Yeah.
see that too. Yeah, you definitely building a great platform. All right, so I want to ask you, like, in your experience, like, what would you say the biggest difference with working solo and working like in a group?
Mm. Well, working solo, that means everything's on you. You got to figure it all out, budget it all out, organize it, remember everything yourself. With a team or a group, you have more people that can keep you on task with all the stuff that you doing alone you might forget or struggle with
Facts.
or whatever. But it could be, it's like a catch-22 sometimes, because working solo and doing everything on your own, you got your own back all the time.
Facts.
And you know, like,
What's
I need to
going
do
on?
this.
Exactly.
I gotta go this. Sometimes working in, being working with a group of people is it may flow a little different, to where certain things is a little slower because you're moving as a unit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't leaving nobody behind, but at the same time, it might be making you and your progress a little stagnant because it's a group and we're trying to move in a uniform sense.
For sure.
But it may not work for everybody.
Exactly. You're right about that. Because I was just about to ask you the cons of working in a group, but you definitely answered it with that one. So, all right. So I see you've been doing a lot of events and things like that of late. And I seen something going around recently that I see you got coming up. What is the Only For? I seen that y'all, it's something with the music thing going on. So explain that a little bit. What is the Only For?
Well, that's brought to you by J. Paul the Demigod, CTC United, and the first one that he did, I think it was, of course, it was Shay Shay Too Hot, Taz, Slim Kia, and Cammy Got Bars. And it's basically, of the 4 women, your music catalog. You pick your 5 hottest songs out of your entire music catalog, and we all come and we perform 5 of our hottest songs. Okay. It's not a competition of who wins, or it's not that. It's each individual artist displaying their 5 hottest songs.
Okay. That sounds like that's fun, man.
And it's filmed live. It'll be streaming live on YouTube. It's welcome to the public. Anybody you want to come out and support, come out. For sure. That's something that the public could look forward to. And I see, we was talking off camera earlier about people picking your best 5 songs. Is that something you're trying to do public? Like, are you trying to have a public vote, like with your fans, or like how did you want people to pick like your 5 best songs? Or that's something you're trying to like do private within your team or something like that? Well, I'm gonna get some advice, because what's my favorite might not be the overall elective's favorite. So I'm going to take that into consideration. But I feel like of, the songs that I have in mind of my favorites, I'm positive that those are some of my fans' favorites, because those are the ones they email me about, or the ones that I can see on my Bandcamp. If they don't buy my album in full and they just buy one song, I know what songs on my album, if they don't buy the whole album, that they really, really like.
Exactly, for sure. Okay, so and I see you've been going at a good pace. Again, recently you've been rising up. I see a lot of your platform been going up, your fan base as well. So with that route, do you think you need a manager within this industry that you're in?
Now I do.
Okay.
Because I need the gigs. The paid gigs with the music.
For sure.
I'll do showcases, because I think showcases are always good, because people love showcases. They love to come out and show you some love, and it keeps you refreshed on stage performance. And because a lot of times if you don't do them, you'll get lazy, and then when you get on stage, it don't go right, because you haven't been used to being on the mic and you got people standing around you just like looking at you and stuff. So I'm always open to do showcases that don't require getting paid. But as far as the manager, yeah, that's what I'm looking for now, and I'm thinking that I want it's like I'm torn because it's like I want a male manager, but then I'm all about female empowerment, so I'm like, if I could get me a good, solid, strong alpha female as a manager that can do her thug thizzle, that's what I need right now for the paid gigs.
Okay, so that's something that you're willing to look for in your near future with.
That's why I'm actually in the midst of doing that now.
Okay, so let's switch lanes a little bit. We're gonna talk about your movie career a little bit. What inspired you to get into the movie scene, and how long you been doing it?
I've been doing movies maybe like about 2 years now.
Oh wow!
And what inspired me? I've always been theatrical. You know, that's in my personality. So
that's true.
I'm animated at times. A lot of people don't know that until they get around me, and they be like, "Damn, like she funny, she this, she that." But yeah, I've always been like animated, theatrical, dramatic, as my sister likes to say. So, and like I said, I was good in language arts, literature, writing, and things like that. So I used to just writing poetry since I was 12. So just the whole thing that goes into acting, I always had a passion for like the arts. And my jobs or my career choice would have always been something based on my talent. Nothing really like corporate, this, that. Outside of being an entrepreneur, it would be something with my talent and running my own thing, having my own business. Like the other type of word that really wasn't never my lane.
For sure. Yeah. And that makes sense. So you like the artistic side of things. Okay, so that make a lot of sense. Okay, so what would you say the toughest thing is about acting?
I would say starting out, you're not making no money. You're not making no money.
Wow.
And that's just how it goes when you're starting out, because that's just how it goes.
For sure.
Unless you spend some money to be a part of like a talent agency that finds you things, but you're going to have to pay fees for that.
For sure.
And then it's still not guaranteed that you're going to get these castings because you don't have a resume. And in acting, when you're first starting out, you have to build a resume. And that's why a lot of us don't get paid when we're first starting out, because it's actors credits. And the actors credits are actually worth a little more when you starting out than money, because though once you build up a certain amount of actors credits, you don't have to go through an agency where you're pushing out money. I'm on IMDb Pro, and that recognizes all the movies I've been in, what role I played, and all the movie companies, independent, whoever, they can go on there and they can look and they can select me. I don't have to like do auditions like I once did when I first started. Like these actors credits have been built up to where they like, oh, okay, that means I know how to work on a set. I know how production goes, wardrobe change, reading lines, memorizing, all that stuff. But the hardest thing I would say is starting out and not getting paid and understanding that it starts out with actors credits first. And then once you build those up, then you can transition over to getting those calls, emails, like all the time for paid stuff. It may be something in California. It could be anywhere.
For sure.
You know?
And that's something that, and like you said, it's hard too, because you got to be all in when it comes to acting. And knowing that you're not getting paid, you also got to survive out here. So it sounds like you learned a lot within the last 2 years. Because how many movies you've done so far?
13 so far.
Wow. Okay. So what would you say is your favorite movie that you've done acted in so far?
I would have to say Trouble Mystic. It's streaming now on Tubi. Shout out to J. Paul the Demigod, CTC Films.
Facts.
That's my favorite movie because I had a lead role in that movie, which means the majority of the movie or all of the movie was carried by me and the other actors. Shout out to Huncho.
Shout out Huncho.
Yeah. Yes, shout out to Moni Wright, Dark Chain, Lori, aka Bermudaful. It was a small cast. So basically myself, Huncho, and Moni were and Lori were the lead starring characters in that movie. So family is very important to me because at the end of the day, that's all you have is your family. Everybody else can leave you, but your family is your family. And I haven't been as active as I could be in the music because I prioritize family. I prioritize being a mother, even though my daughter's 23, the other one's 18. I'm still a mother. I'm gonna be mothering them until they 45, my age.
Sure.
And being a grandmother, I'm a hands-on grandmother. I'm a hands-on mom. I put that first. So if that means auditions that I could go to that's out of town, music events out of town, I elected to postpone a lot of that stuff so that I could be hands-on and present for my daughters. My baby girl just graduated. My oldest girl just had a baby. She's getting ready to go back to college because she put that off to have the baby. So she has to go back to doing that here in a couple of weeks. So I prioritize family heavily, and if it means as far as my music and my movies that sometimes that takes a backstage to my priority, which is my family, and my main thing is my cleaning business.
Okay,
That's my bread and butter, baby.
Okay.
Shout out to my clients.
Yeah, facts.
Loyalty is royalty. Cleaning services. Hit me up. A lot of people ask me why I don't be promoting it on social media. My target audience wouldn't be my social media people.
Real talk.
I need hands on right there where I can drive and get there, not my fans that's in Texas here or there, but.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because you know what I'm saying, you are an entrepreneur along with an artist. So yeah, you do got to clean the business. So how long you been doing that?
I've been doing cleaning since my mom had a cleaning business back when I was like about 21.
Okay. And
she had that for a couple of years before she moved to Seattle. So the whole cleaning thing, I'm used to that. My grandmother, when I was a kid, all of the rich folks that my grandma was cool with, boom.
Yeah,
my grandma used to clean their house, and we used to go with her during the summers and stuff. So sure. I'm used to that. I like cleaning. I like to keep things clean, neat, organized, and I found it is lucrative. A lot of people don't want to clean their house.
Facts, right?
You could pay me to do it.
Exactly. So
hit me up.
Exactly.
I do businesses, offices, residential homes. That's my main thing. I'm a residential home cleaner, so that means I come in your house, clean it. You come home, you ain't got to worry about nothing.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. But yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, just to show you had another side to you as well, with the artistry as whatnot. So, all right, so we're gonna go back to the family thing a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's family, but what would you say is what would be your thoughts on like having a relationship while pursuing your dreams? Let's talk about that a little bit from a woman's perspective.
Okay, because yeah, you have to have a partner that genuinely supports you. He genuinely or she genuinely sees your vision.
Facts.
They have to be confident in themselves as the mate in the relationship and confident in you chasing your dreams. I've dated before, and the person may have been in the industry, but we doing music, but we ain't never put no songs out. I got a bunch of songs, bro. I'll tell you that in the archives. They didn't do nothing with it.
Wow.
So we recording, and I've dealt with. I go in the studio, me and my dude, we both doing music. We going to another studio, and maybe they feel like they like my verses and my sound, my flow, whatever better. So it became like somewhat like a jealousy thing, competition.
Yeah.
You have to be secure whether you're a female dating somebody it doesn't necessarily have to be music. It could be anything entertainment wise where it's going to bring the opposite sex to your mate. You have to be confident in your mate and support them. Exactly. Because if not, probably when they get up there, I see why a lot of people that was in relationships they end up breaking up when the person makes it. It looks like, oh, he or she was with them when they didn't have it. When they made it, they left.
Way,
but they made it hell while they was trying to chase their dreams and
get
there. So it's just like once they get there, they're like, man,
Facts.
I'm not looking back.
Exactly.
So you have to have a supportive partner, and if you don't, it's not gonna work. You're gonna be procrastinating on a lot of stuff.
For sure. So basically, it would be a distraction for you.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted you to tap in on that a little bit because it'd be a lot of single people, it'd be a lot of people in relationships, and I just wanted to get your perspective from it on it. I want to talk about your kids a little bit. Like, how do you think they feel about you like in the industry, working in from their point of view, looking at their mom being in the music industry and the movie industry? How do you think they feel about the situation?
They're my biggest supporters. Anytime I got something to do, they've been on set with me before. My grandkids have been on set when I'm filming, and they in the cut, don't make a sound. They know lights, camera, action, countdown. They know all of this. My daughters, one's 23, the other one's 18. They support me.
Okay.
They're out of school, they're grown now, so a lot of the things that I wanted to do when they were in school, I elected not to because it was a certain image that I had previously, the old me, that I was trying to get away from because I was thinking about my kids. Okay. It's certain images and different things I didn't want to be doing, and then it puts it on them.
Thanks.
So I feel comfortable now. They push me every day to, mama, do your thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm glad you touched on that a little bit. And thank you again for coming on the show. But is it any other things that or any events that you got coming up, shows, anything that you feel like your fans need to know about you before we get out of here?
Most definitely, y'all fucking with me. Y'all fucking with, first of all, the only 4 August 9th jamming moments. Yep. It's myself, CC Loyalty is Royalty, Barry, Aisha Anu, and Naya Marielle. We're going to be performing live, the 4 of us, 5 of our hottest songs. Whoever you support all of us. Come out, show some love. It's free. Welcome to the public. I got some other things in the works, but I've learned sometimes don't speak on it until it's actually you in the middle of doing it, and then they can see it, because a lot of things people pray on it not to happen. So when they think I ain't working or I'm just lackadaisical, I'm really not. I just like to wait for things to actually process out before I start speaking on them. But I got some new stuff in the works. Be looking for me in some skits.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I want to add. Okay, touch on that a little bit. You're gonna be doing more skits and things like that.
Because everybody thinks I'm just so funny.
Exactly. You definitely
without being funny. I'm just natural.
For sure. So so be on the lookout for more skits from CC Loyalty is Royalty. More movies as well, and they can find all your movies on Tubi, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can go to www.ctcunitedproductionstudio.com. You can get an overview. You can see all the movies that we have, and then you can find them on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and other streaming sites.
Okay. So yeah, appreciate you, man. Keep going hard. You're definitely one of the hardest workers, most successful women that's in the city. So thank you again for coming on Straight Facts Podcast.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can do it for a part 3.
Of course, I'm down anytime.
All right, thank you, man. We'll see y'all next time on Straight Facts Podcast. Right. This your host, CYTV.
Blessings.
We got